Hello and welcome to this immersive session on driving excellence in ER&D service delivery. My name is Karan. I'm co-founder of Future Factor 360 and I'll be moderating this session. In the past, we've hosted several sessions on corporate startup collaboration, building world-class technology COEs, where we had some great feedback from the ER&D community in terms of the learnings. We hope you find this session valuable too. So let me begin by setting some context about today's session. India, as you all know, has emerged as a dominant player in the context of engineering and R&D. The landscape has evolved significantly over the years, with organizations driving diversification in the nature of services delivered, deep specialization in terms of competency, and innovation is becoming integral to address the emerging needs of global MNCs. We have very special guests today. We have Isaac Raj from Collins Aerospace and Pradeep from Philip Health Systems. It would be great if Isaac and Philip, Pradeep, if you could introduce yourself. I would also like to add that, both these companies were the winners of the Service Delivery Excellence Awards as a part of the 2021 edition of the NASSCOM Engineering and R&D Awards. So welcome, Isaac and Pradeep. If you could quickly introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, thanks, Karan, and thanks NASSCOM for this opportunity. And just to introduce myself, and I'm Isaac Raj, and I'm with Collins for the last 13 years. And in my current role, I'm responsible for two businesses, in India, which are key contributors towards the sustainable aviation. The power and control business, which I handle, leads the electric aircraft initiative across Collins, and the connected aviation solution business focuses on connectivity as well as bringing value to the customer from the data available. For example, like flight path optimization, airport operations efficiency, prognostic health monitoring, etc. And as Collins, we have been continuously growing on competency as well as capacity. And today, as a unit here, we are completely, capable of delivering products from end to end in specific areas, including the manufacturing. And with that, I think, we'll pass on to Pradeep. Thank you.
Thanks, Isaac, and thanks, Karan, and also the NASSCOM for inviting us into this session. So I'm a part of the Philips Innovation Campus. So I've been working with Philips for the last 22 years in a varied role. In my current role, I'm the overall software leader and site leader for a function which is called as Services and Solution Delivery. So PIC, we have around 4,500 plus associates with different roles here, engineers, we have research people, we have data scientists, we have doctors, and we are an arm for the Philips Healthcare R&D, where 50% of the software today is getting delivered from this campus. And 80% of the platform for the global is being designed, developed out of the campus here. And over the years, we have represented all business categories and cross-functional teams at PIC. As Karan told last year, we represented ourselves in the service excellence delivery, the function which I represented mainly in the area of analytics platform, and also building the applications for the remote diagnosis alerting, which is very key today to see that our equipments are up and running. So similar to the aerospace in the medical equipment, we need to ensure that systems are up and running and we provide the first time right solutions. And most of our platforms and solutions today are cloud-based. So thanks, Karan. So it's up to you next.
Thank you so much, Pradeep and Isaac. So before we begin, I would like to inform our audience that you can post your questions in the chat box. In addition, feel free to bring up ideas, perspectives on how you are driving service delivery as a part of your respective organization. So looking forward to all your participation in this session. So let me begin with a question, right? So both of you gave a brief overview of what you've been doing as a part of your respective organization. If you could deep dive in terms of how the customer expectation or the HQ's expectation has changed with respect to service delivery from your organization. So how has it evolved in terms of the nature of services delivered, the depth of services delivered? So maybe some deeper insights in terms of the maturity evolution itself. Pradeep, if you would like to go first there.
So as I told, the Philips PIC Innovation Campus started somewhere in 1990. So we have completed 25 years in Bangalore. So way back in 2000, when I joined, we were just a service provider type. So we were part of the DVD and TV groups, which were delivering a part of the software to the overall system. As the years passed, the ownership also came into the providing the full unit ownership and also to the subsystem. But it was only delivering software, but the expectation started that we need to think also from a verification and validation perspective. That was the time in Bangalore we started getting the systems into the Bangalore site, where we built up the good infrastructure so that our engineers can really experience how the software is working on that system. And in the past few years after this, before the COVID start only, the expectation from the leadership is how we can move from a software powerhouse to more a digital solution leader for Philips. How we can drive transformation solutions and be a strategic innovation partner by co-creating these solutions along with our partners, along with the customers, which is going to continuously deliver value with quality and speed. So that's the change which has been now asked by our leadership globally.
Yeah,
wonderful, Pradeep, and interesting as well. So Isaac, maybe your perspectives of how it's evolved in the case of Collins Aerospace.
yeah. So just to add to Pradeep, definitely, as a captive center in India, we started in smaller engagements and started off with some of the technical publications, maybe from a drafting, some of the software development, software V&V services, and today we have grown in competency as well as in capacity to support the full end-to-end product developments from India. There are some programs we build together with the parent business unit, and there are some business programs we are also exploring the Indian market. And one of our products, which is completely conceptualized, designed, and developed, is being deployed in the Cochin airports for asset tracking, and so that's another area where our teams have completely started innovating and delivering products from India. We also have specialized niche skills where we are the center of excellence, and we execute this across Collins, all entities. So as we are growing up, the expectations are definitely also increasing. And what I predominantly see is that it is not the quality of service is being looked at. It is much beyond that. I think the quality of service is taken granted, being worked together for many years. So just to highlight, maybe a couple of expectations, what I see is how do we offer personalized offerings? It is not the general offering which our partners or our suppliers provide, but looking at personalized offering as we are in this field and we are working on this product for long, what we can do more for a specific product line towards adding features, cost optimizations, and all of this. The second thing, the expectation, what I see is on more on a proactive in our approach. Being part of the extended engineering, the expectation is that the team should be should not be expecting the work from the business, like not telling what to do. We have to be more proactive in evolving features and roadmaps together. So that's the second trend what I see. And going beyond this, we also are expected to pushing our limits and being innovative. Recently our teams have very positively responded to this pandemic, coming out with various innovations on touchless travel and created wide variety of ideas and patents, which was well appreciated by the organization. So that's what I see moving towards.
That's interesting, Isaac, and I'm sure the evolution journey. The central pillar of this has been the talent. And today, when we look at the talent landscape, it's in a state of flux. So, how are you really fostering talent? So maybe you could go first, and then we can have Pradeep talk about it.
Right. Having the right talent is the biggest differentiator for any technology or a product company, and definitely attracting and retaining talent strategies are important for fostering growth. And as part of the lateral hiring, we continue to work with our partner organizations. We do work on reskilling programs, especially with special institutes. We look up to universities and academia for some of the research areas where we could tap onto the talent. We do have an extensive internship program where we bring people at the early career, train them so that they are ready when they are onboarded. We do work with NASSCOM and Zinao for collaboration efforts towards upskilling the skills. And within college, we also have a very good systematic development, skill development programs. Especially what we see is that developing system engineers is crucial for us to take products ownership, and that could be done only within the system by providing various rotational opportunities where people can play different roles and bring that expertise together. So one such initiative of the on-the-job rotations, customized certifications, as well as master programs tied up with universities. Another important thing to note is that we have Collins University, which has a wealth of information from our experts in this field, and that can be accessed by people at any point of time, and this definitely build up a really good talent within the organization.
Thanks, Isaac. Pradeep, your thoughts on this?
So basically at Philips also we have a talent philosophy. So as Isaac was telling, when you're hiring the external, also you need to also look as upskilling the existing talent in the organization. So mainly is invest in the strategic capabilities. So like in the center of excellence, it could be in the data AI, cloud technologies, DevOps. So examples to say which are the new strategic capabilities we have started to build in the campus. Also, it is an accountability of the career development of the leader and the person. It is not only a leader or a person, it is a collaboration between the leader and the member to see that how the career can be shaped. Because that is once you know their aspiration and what they want to do, you can retain talent in the organization. Next is also being transparent and open feedback. Listen to the people, understand, and then provide the right path for them. Also, as I told, it's also collaboration in the ecosystem. Today, now, for example, if you want to go for a cloud technologist, so do you have alignment with such companies who can come and coach? Okay, there are a lot of people in the industry today who are expertise in the areas of Java, cloud, or DevOps. So collaborate in the ecosystem and see how we can bring them into the campus so that they can coach the people here. So that is another way of building talent and retaining talent today. So growth mindset is in everybody's there, but provide opportunity for everyone to understand and then build the path.
So moving from the people aspect to the process aspect, right? So we are increasingly seeing that agile, lean, DevOps is becoming integral to the engineering world, especially the software-driven world. At the same time, there are limitations in leveraging these practices in the traditional world of engineering. So how are you creating a blend of these practices? So maybe you could go first, Pradeep.
Okay, good. It's a challenging. It's as you told, the agile or the DevOps or whatever lean practices have started, I say 5, 6 years. In Philips, especially for the software only solution, we have adapted the scaled agile framework, I think around 6 years back. And it was a journey. Initial days, it was a tough journey for us to make people understand what is all about agility, what is about lean. And and what we did is, again, as I told, it is a mindset change which we have to bring, because as the organizations are growing, you get people from the ecosystem and where they would have not really blended to this way of working. So once the person comes into the organization, the first in the induction is to explain about your software development processes. What are the different models you're doing? What is the purpose behind bringing this agile or DevOps? So if you give the intent, the purpose behind this, the people can really appreciate it. So to address this also, we have developed the Center of Excellence called a Software Center of Excellence, which is a core team existing today with expertise we have bought from the industry, who are coaching the team members to understand how to build quality upfront. How are you able to deliver faster? So it is again building the CI/CD pipelines. Again, if you don't have competency, as you told, look out in the ecosystem who are there, collaborate with them to build this pipelines faster. So it's again a mindset change. It is a cultural change. It is a learning curve for all of us to do that. And I can say we are not 100%, but I say definitely year on year we are improving. And today, especially software solutions, we are able to deliver every 3 weeks into the cloud. And our target is to see that how we can deliver very frequently, because customers are looking forward faster delivery and value.
And Isaac, aerospace is an industry which has a very, very long legacy, but the industry is also transforming. So how are you blending the two worlds?
Definitely, aerospace is a highly regulated industry, considering, safety critical nature of the applications. And the overlap of product design stages itself was considered as a non-compliance, during those days. That's why, we tend to follow that waterfall model, and, we can't overlap stages, right? And moving to this new methodology of agile has definitely raised anxieties in the earlier days, right? How we can really do this, and how do we really certify? But however, the increased software content on the aircraft platforms, and with the speed of deployment, mostly the software development projects are moving towards agile. Whereas we still, the product development, which involve hardware and an integrated system, we do still, have a, traditional way of executing things. But what I feel is that, implementation of, as Pradeep mentioned about cloud-based solutions, software as a service, when combined with agile methodology and DevOps, represents a very strong value proposition, in the software world. And how the teams are really accepting it and moving forward about this change. The power of being empowered and being independent, and the smaller teams, that bringing, that accountability, and that creates this, that keeps this team motivated and driving them towards this process and methodologies. That's all I feel.
Thank you, Isaac. Thanks for sharing the insight. So let me at this juncture bring up a poll for the audience, just to get a pulse of what do you see as challenges, what are probably your priorities to begin with in the context of service delivery. So is it cost? Is it time to market, innovation, or something else? So if it's something else, please feel free to type that in the chat box. But just wanted to get a sense of what's your priority. So Avinash, do we have the results on this? Maybe we'll give it another 30 seconds and then look at the results. It's interesting. So a lot of people are actually talking about innovation being one of the top factors in quality. Cost, interestingly, we have nobody who has voted for it, but feel free to add, add your thoughts in the chat box itself, for those of you who have said others. If you can move on to the next question, Avinash.
Karan, I think in this area also on the quality part, if you see, when we're talking about Agile and DevOps, again, it is investing on quality. So how can you build quality upfront? Especially with my experience here with the DevOps and Agile way of working, it is more of how fast you can get a feedback on the quality, on the code you deliver. So instead of waiting for your verification team or a validation giving, how can you do this faster? Because I fully agree with the audience that quality is the topmost priority. Take in any industry, it is not only the medical or aerospace because we work on the patients or this one. It is about everywhere the leaders or even the consumers are looking is quality. And definitely innovation is part of it, because whatever you are doing, it's not only innovation in the product, it is also innovation in the process today. Are you innovating the process? Are you making leaner? Are you bringing a different technology or tools available in the industry which you can deliver faster, which can you build quality upfront? So that is another fact I would like to add here.
Yeah, just to add, Karan, I think it's definitely interesting to see that nobody voted for cost. I think we are no more maybe a low cost country, maybe we can just say that it's a best cost, right? We provide value engineering from our traditional of being looked at as a low cost, and we are moving towards creating a lot of value engineering and value added services, as Pradeep and mentioned, and even our organization, where we are trying to develop some of the COEs and deliver from here. We are not really, I think we have gone over the curve of cost, and being innovative and providing the value engineering services, I think that's more on priority.
Perfect. So Avinash, if we could also bring up the next question, where it'll be helpful to understand from the audience in terms of the challenges that they are facing in the context of driving scale and excellence. Is it talent, limitations in the existing processes, budgets again, leadership support? So maybe it'll be good to get your insights here too. Or for that matter, even you could look at technology limitations. And of course, technology has evolved rapidly that we believe that it's probably only the cost of technology that could be a limitation, but not technology by itself. Okay. Do we have the results? Talent. So I think that continues, that actually goes back to the question that we asked previously. So talent continues to be the biggest concern. And I think it's a puzzle that a lot of companies are trying to address. Any thoughts on this from Isaac and Pradeep?
Yes, definitely. Isaac, sorry. Go ahead. Okay, from the talent perspective, if you see, we need to as ahead of the curve. So now, as we told, we are not only delivering software, we are also partnering with our parent organization. So you are involved in your strategic plans. You need to understand what is the strategic workforce plan you require for future. Because normally, sometimes we don't build talent for future, and we are only focusing on the present work. So if you start investing also to build talent for the future based on your strategic plans, it will help also to retain talent. It's both organic and inorganic. It can't be only organic or going out and getting people. So people would like to look out, okay, what are the new technologies coming? How it can be embedded into this innovation. So that is another part where a strategic workforce planning is done every year for the next 2-3 years, and identify talent in an organization, start building them in line with the existing work. So that's one part I would like to add currently.
Yeah, it is not definitely surprising to see talent is the key thing which we are all looking at, and from a aerospace and aircraft perspective, the aircraft platforms definitely can't be built by one organizations and one set of people. We need multidisciplinary. We need partners and suppliers to work with us to create that. So as an ecosystem, we are just definitely trying to leverage what best we could do, to bring all these talents and capabilities together. Some of the things, what we look at is we do have some other strategic suppliers who work with us. Suppliers, we have engineering partners who identified from India who support us in our journey. We do develop and certify suppliers, especially in our manufacturing side when we start developing products, because India is more, I think it is new to this aerospace industry, especially on manufacturing. And other than maybe HALs of the world, we didn't have that capability. So we do, develop people within country and certify them to be our strategic, suppliers. So we leverage that systems. In addition to that, as I mentioned, that we do leverage academia for research related, so that way we bring talent. Recently we also felt a need that as an organizations, when we work, we also have start recognizing our suppliers, and we hosted an event pretty recently recognizing all our suppliers, the best suppliers for providing various services to us, including somebody providing PCB services, somebody providing test engineering service, somebody supporting with staff augmentations, in our organization. So all of that. So definitely, this has to be worked as a whole ecosystem to bring all these talents together to achieve these end goals.
Perfect. No, it's an interesting point that you brought up, from people to process to partnerships. So Pradeep, your thoughts on the partnerships element?
So I do agree. Even in the software world today, because you cannot have all talents, we have a very huge ecosystem, and basically we work with some of our partners, service providers, who are enabling us to deliver faster. So it could be they have a core competency in one of the technologies. So we build up with the vendor management and then work very closely. They're part of a Scrum team itself, where they are supporting us to deliver. The second one is also tying up with the universities, especially in the top universities, and getting the interns into the organization and giving coaching for the next 9 to 11 months, and then inducting at least 70 to 80% of the people, because we have seen really the end talent have delivered ordinary in the last 4 to 5 years. And this model is one of the key for us for success. So one is vendor management. That is very critical. Not only it's in the manufacturing, even the software world, I see it is increasing day by day, because you can't build everything yourself. Or scout for something is already available and embed into your system. And also the talent available in the university today, because we have our education system. If you see, you could see that a lot of university have started focusing on data, AI, IoT. And there are specializations where we go talk to them and then embed into the system. Yeah. So these are the few of the other things, Karan, which we are started doing in the organization.
So moving on to the next question, the world of engineering and R&D as we know it is getting fundamentally reimagined. There is increased use of automation, digital, knowledge-based engineering processes within the engineering and the R&D context itself. So how are you enabling some of these processes, technologies as a part of your respective teams?
So let me start. So if you look at, the digital engineering is the new buzzword in the industry today. And that is definitely set to transform the way we develop products, in future. So if we look at, automation and digital, definitely they are going to bring the non-linear value proposition to the product development cycle. And we do leverage at Collins on, the DPLC, digital product lifecycle management, throughout our development processes. That definitely helping us towards lowering cost, for our new business bidding processes. It is also helping us to create differentiated offerings because we could definitely look at as a system much earlier than it is prototypes are built. So through that complete digital product life cycle, we could create a differentiated offerings. We could do systems integrations, deliveries right, and with fast. We could also see how we could leverage this digital engineering and creating integrations across platforms. So a lot of benefits, driving these into our product design cycle, and especially to focus on some of the digital threads. What we are looking at is requirements modeling, virtual systems integration. How do we do producibility at the simulated in level, creating digital twins and DevSecOps towards the edge deployment. So these are definitely bringing a significant value add to the product development cycle. And one of the example which probably very commonly what we use is we develop digital twins modeling the real-time systems and components in digital twins, and that is becoming very common in the aviation as well as the other industry. And this definitely provides us opportunity for us to accurately determine the life of product, as well as components, and improve the performance over a period of time. And one of the other great opportunity what we see is that using digital twin to train AI to fly autonomous flights. Because these data points we don't really get it on real time, and it takes a lot of flying hours. And using digital twin and train AI, I think that's another great propositions what we see as part of the digital engineering.
Thanks, Isaac. Pradeep, your thoughts from a healthcare perspective in terms of how digital is brought into the context of engineering and R&D.
Yeah, so 5 years, 6 back, we started building a digital platform. So we have one digital platform in Philips, which is consumed by all the businesses today. And it is basically hosted on AWS today. And we have customized as per need. And we started using this digital platform in the service area, where, as Isaac was telling, even in the healthcare, can we monitor the systems? Can we also identify when the system can go down so that before the customer comes to you, you can take some proactive actions to see the system is up and running. Later, we expanded this into the R&D itself. So where we wanted to understand, once the project is released, what are the use cases, how the customer is using our product, which are the frequently used features. So this enabled our product community to understand, are we building the right product? Are the use cases being used efficiently, or something we need to provide some training for the customers to use properly? Then we went one step to also to use this digital platform to get data to find the reliability of a system in the field itself. So the crashes, if some crashes, we can get an alert immediately so that we can proactively fix and deliver. So this is how we are expanding our digital platform across in the healthcare. So one in the service area, on the R&D, even the sales and marketing have started to use the digital platform to see the scenarios in the field and also to do some sales projections. So this is one part on the digital. Automation is very key. So automation, if you take in the development life cycle, as we told, so we are always doing manual activity of verification that was causing delays and other things. So automation, we started again building, as you told, with vendors who are very proficient in test automation. We invested to see that all the legacy part got automated so that the legacy code gets tested every day. So no investing manual effort there. So that is not only the part of automation. We thought about automation to start from requirements, even in program, project management. And we are investing today heavily to see where all we can do automation, not duplicate things. Even we have an operations team for monitoring. We automate a lot of things to get alerts faster so that we can proactively see that all the systems are up and running. So these are the different areas in digital and automation we have invested heavily in the Philips campus.
That's perfect. So Pradeep, moving on, uh, 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 in the context of service delivery, right? So over the years, as you mentioned, the nature of work has evolved, the complexity of work has evolved. So what's been the secret sauce in terms of building that confidence and trust with the HQ organization, as well as maybe the customers that you may work with as well?
Yeah, so with this 25 years of journey, if you see, initially the leaders, the parent organization was seeing as a more of a service provider. So it is more what we started is how to build trust is basically we started creating a shared purpose with the business leader. So we understood the strategy of the business, and then at a functional level and team level, we started building strategies which are in line with the purpose. So then sharing our goals and the progress. So that started building the what do you call the trust with our leadership. Also, we started projecting the talent what we have into some of the initiatives globally, so that also brought in the trust, saying that okay, the GCC or the centers in India have more competencies, and we can start building some of the center of excellence in India. So that's how, if you see in Philips today, as I told, in 2000 when I joined, we were 300 or 400 people, and today we have 4,500. And a lot of business categories or cross-functional teams have come in based on seeing one business has succeed. Okay, we can use the similar model to build the other business categories. So mainly is project your leadership, project your people to the global also, and demonstrate your capabilities and see how proactive you are to get also involved in some of the solution creations. Now, the next step also is also understanding the customer perspective. So in the Philips campus also we have market and solution group, which is really working with the Asia Pacific or India or Japan market. So we started collaborating with them and seeing building some solutions and giving to the global also. So that is another way of building trust and say that okay, PIC campus has built a competency even from a solution perspective. So these are the few examples I would like to share where it has enabled to build trust and also the center to grow.
Isaac, your thoughts here.
Yeah, I think building trust is a continuous journey, and as Pradeep mentioned, taking up small assignments and demonstrating it over a period of time with consistency, that definitely creates trust with the parent organizations towards delivery. But above all of this, I think what I feel is that developing subject matter experts within the organization in India and demonstrating through them will definitely create a lot of trust. And how do we do it is we do providing that bubble assignments which are on top of their current assignments, how they can work with the business unit on an assignment and create that differentiations. We also provide shadow roles where somebody can play on this role and learn from another peer across the globe. So that brings additional trust and working together. And the next step, towards this building trust, what we also seen is that working together and creating products and technology roadmaps which are aligned with our business. So that's the next level of engagement towards trust. And also strategically, if we look at the opportunity space for us, the field which we can play, and invest on developing COEs around that, and that will be definitely a winning composition to build trust.
Sure. So we're just almost towards the end of this session. So maybe in 30 seconds, some closing comments from each one of you, Isaac and Pradeep.
I think as engineering organizations, as we evolved over the period, it is not being looked at for, as we all seen from the survey, that it's not being looked at only from a cost perspective. How do we really try to add value to the whole engineering, service, what we provide that is what being looked at today. And the measure of success as we look at it, if we just want to say that it is not what we deliver on cost, quality, or schedule. It is all how we work together as one team and take accountability and deliver, make influencing decisions in the product, throughout the product life cycle, as well as playing global roles. I think that is what is going to make difference as we move forward in this engineering organization. So that's all I feel. Thank you, Gam.
Thank you so much. Pradeep, closing thoughts from you.
Yeah. So in one word, if I want to say, it is move from execution powerhouse to a true value leader. So what Isaac told also is bringing key potential, key roles into Bangalore, the decision makers. So it's already happening. So move away from an execution and see how you can be part of the innovation and become a true value leader.
Great. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Pradeep, for sharing your thoughts. It indeed was a learning session. I hope the audience found value in the session too. Avinash, over to you to solicit the feedback from the audience on the session. Unfortunately, we have not got any questions, but we are also at the top of the hour. So Avinash, over to you in terms of soliciting the feedback.
Yeah, so once the session is over, so the surveys, there will be a survey feedback which will be taking. So I request all the attendees to please fill that in.
Thank you, Karan, and thanks NASSCOM, and thanks Pradeep, everyone to be part of this, and hope to connect more on soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sure. So thanks, Karan, and also colleagues of NASSCOM. It's a great opportunity to share our experience, and this is a good platform. Because, as India, if you see in the GCC, we are growing for the last decades. So I think also in future, also participate in such sessions. Also see that my community also get into this more to understand what is happening across the ecosystem. So a good initiative, and welcome.
Thank you so much. And just an information for the audience, we will have a part 2 of the same topic, but this will be with the service provider community. So you will get a communication on that session too. So thank you very much, Isaac, Pradeep, and the audience. Really appreciate all of you staying on. We really hope you enjoyed and found the session valuable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.